Hello everyone, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. It's Tuesday, September 19th. I'm Batsir Namshir. Our top stories for News Mongolia. Mongolian President Khurelsukh will participate in the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. The Parliamentary Secretariat organized a law promotion day in Bayankhongor province. The state without a seal is being performed in Hohhot, Inner Mongolia. For the news, stay tuned. President Khurelsukh of Mongolia will be in New York from September 19th to September 23rd to participate in the general debate of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly.
The general debate of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly will be held under the theme Rebuilding Trust and Reigniting Global Solidarity, Accelerating Action on the 2030 Agenda and its Sustainable Development Goals towards Peace, Prosperity, Progress and Sustainability for All. More than 100 leaders have announced their participation in the session. The President of Mongolia will participate in the General Assembly's debate and give a speech on Mongolia's perspective on critical international affairs. During his time in New York, he plans to meet with Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General, and several heads of state and government. During this year's general debate, there will be high-level discussions addressing significant global concerns. These discussions include a high-level political forum on sustainable development, the Climate Ambition Summit, and high-level dialogues on development financing, universal health coverage, pandemic prevention, preparedness and response, and the fight against tuberculosis. The general session will also include a preparatory ministerial meeting for the Summit of the Future and a high-level plenary meeting to commemorate and promote the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. These gatherings will serve as a forum for discussing the crucial issues that all nations are currently facing. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Economy and Development of Mongolia, Khurelsukh, is scheduled to participate in a high-level political forum on sustainable development and high-level dialogue on development financing. Government delegates will actively take part in the conference's main events under the direction of Minister of Foreign Affairs Bayankhongor. President Khurelsukh has attended the UN General Assembly's general debates since 2021.
In a concerted effort to bridge the gap between legislation and the people it serves, the Parliamentary Secretariat has taken proactive measures in Bayankhongor province. The Secretariat organized a law promotion day, a unique initiative aimed at bringing the laws of the land closer to the hearts and minds of citizens. From social security to education and a robust anti-corruption program, the event covered critical legal matters.
The Parliamentary Secretariat recently organized the Law Promotion Day in Bayankhongor province with the aim of publicizing existing laws, promoting newly approved ones, and gathering feedback from citizens. Additionally, they provided professional assistance for draft laws under discussions in the National Assembly. During this event, the Office of the State Congress Secretariat presented comprehensive information about social security and education laws, as well as the National Anti-Corruption Program.
As part of this promotion, we are highlighting the social insurance laws. In this context, the advisors holding the original draft of our legislation and the representatives of the organization under the State Congress, which organizes the implementation of this law, are participating in the promotional activities.
Notably, the third National Anti-Corruption Program was approved in June of this year. The program was developed with the intention of involving all relevant parties, including citizens' concerns, the current state of corruption, political dynamics, foreign organizations, media, and other policy documents.
The national program is a strategy to be followed in the fight against corruption for the next 8 years. Every year, the organizations will implement the activities included in this national program in their annual activities.
Citizens praised the provision in the Social Security law that links pension calculations to the annual inflation rate. This adjustment was long overdue, as no changes had occurred since the approval of the 2011 salary base in 2014, resulting in a pension gap. This update was implemented last July.
There are 4 major changes in the Social Security law. 4 laws have been reviewed and approved, namely the General Law on Social Insurance, the Law on Pensions from the Social Insurance Fund, the Law on Allowances, the Social Security Fund, which will come into effect in 2024.
It stated that election expenses are very high. A number of arrangements have been made to offset this cost. For example, there is a clause called a unified board. It's organized in the form of pictures of all the candidates who are running for that seat. Participants at the event emphasized the importance of promptly promoting laws approved by the National Assembly to the local population.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
Mongolian labor hero and people's writer Khurelsuk's play The State Without a Seal is being performed in Hohhot in a Mongolian autonomous region from September 19 through 26. The State Without a Seal is a well-known play about a dramatic struggle for succession to the throne of the Han dynasty, written in 1998 by the famous Mongolian writer Khurelsukh. In 2022, a new stage version of the play was directed by hero entertainment director Batr. The next stop for The State Without a Seal is the London Coliseum, where it will be performed as the Mongol Han, starting on November 17th. The London Coliseum is considered the highest level of commercial theater in the English-speaking world and one of the most visited international theaters. The 21st Congress of the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry will take place on September 20th. The Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is the country's largest business chamber. The MNCCI is committed to improving the legal environment for businesses, strengthening policy advocacy activities on behalf of its members, and creating effective public-private partnerships. The MNCCI's new membership policy is aimed at development, quality assurance, and support through various services and activities, including supporting the development of state agencies and SMEs. Dondrov Partnership 2023 Market Day will be held in Dondrov Province on September 21st and 22nd. For nearly 2 decades, the Dondrov Partnership Trade Fair has been a cornerstone event that fosters economic growth and community connectivity. These annual gatherings brings together local production and service providers, farmers, consumers, and entrepreneurs to create a vibrant marketplace for exchange and collaboration. Committed to supporting local businesses and facilitating economic expansion, the trade fair serves as a hub for entrepreneurs to showcase their products and services, helping them reach a wider audience.
You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. 5 prisoners sought by the US in a swap with Iran flew out of Tehran on Monday, officials said, part of a deal that saw nearly $6 billion in Iranian assets unfrozen. Details as follows.
Despite the deal, tensions are almost certain to remain high between the US and Iran, which are locked in various disputes, including over Tehran's nuclear program. Iran says the program is peaceful, but it now enriches uranium closer than ever to weapons-grade levels. Flight tracking data analyzed by the Associated Press showed a Qatar Airways flight take off from Tehran's Mehrabad International Airport, which has been used for exchanges in the past. Iranian state media soon after said the flight had left Tehran. Two people, including a senior Biden administration official, said that the prisoners had left Tehran. They both spoke on condition of anonymity because the exchange was ongoing. In addition to the 5 freed Americans, 2 U.S. family members flew out of Tehran, according to the Biden administration official. The flight was expected to land in Doha, Qatar. Earlier, officials said that the exchange would take place after nearly $6 billion in once frozen Iranian assets reached Qatar, a key element of the deal. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Nasser Kanani was the first to acknowledge the swap would take place Monday, confirming the cash sought for the exchange that had been held by South Korea was in Qatar. He said 2 of the Iranian prisoners will stay in the U.S.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.